It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
We say you're fine.
Ted, don't tell me he really went back to his world this time. We told him over and over that he could stay here.
He'll be back for sure.
I was gonna say, didn't Igor tell you to sit down and think?
We'll just have to believe in him for now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
He's attached to the women, Yosuke. He really wants to get, you know, what did he call it? Laid?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case. It won't be long before Nanatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts. Of all the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano, the announcer, and Saki-san.
Yeah. Because they were killed by a Dachi.
For
From
what
the documents
motive?
we found in the car, we know Nanatame had some sort of dealings with them.
He wanted to have an affair with Nomino, and then Saki was mocking him because of it.
After that,
And then
there
he
were
killed them
multiple
both?
attempted murders in which we were targeted.
You desperately want to blame him, but you have nothing to back up your fucking claims.
It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
When I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Something that you tried to make me think otherwise.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer? That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You're misunderstanding.
You lost me.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet.
Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean? I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death?
Now, now since they were thrown in to the TV, but did Saki have a shadow self? And did Naruto have a shadow self?
We have no idea. We've never seen
He
it.
did call himself a savior, and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself.
Like, well, here's the thing, actually, now I'm thinking about it. We know, right, that Saki, at minimum, started to develop a dungeon. That's why the fake, the shadow version of the shopping, the shopping district exists. You know, where the place where she worked too.
Juneth.
No. It was it was her family's drink company or whatever. Their store.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
What do you think,
exists.
Senpai?
Also, when we first went in the TV, there was a room that had like a chair, a noose, and a bunch of pictures on the walls. You know, where Yosuke decided to pee in a corner, and Chie was very upset about that.
Oh, you mean Adachi's dungeon?
We have no idea whose dungeon that is.
Oh. Okay. There's something else.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while. When we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense. And another thing, the Nanatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right?
No, Yosuke, why do you keep saying that?
Sure, we haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them. Or what? You think someone else was involved? What
Yes!
makes you think so?
Yes, 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 yes! Yosuke, you're finally understanding!
What makes you think so? You've never really come up with a good answer for that.
Her alibi? Wasn't it airtight right from the beginning? How could she kidnap people and throw them into TVs if she's out of the country?
Oh, that was the wrong one.
Yeah, wrong one. Try again.
But that points straight at Nanatame. Come on, man. Warning letter. Oh yeah. Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
You call the first warning like I said, don't you ask me? No. No.
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kind of odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, don't rescue or kill?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either.
That's because they weren't written by the same person!
If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean... Yeah. It's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right?
Right! The killer would!
Man, you're so
Not
desperate.
Nanatame.
If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Exactly!
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed. In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died.
I'm being 100% serious here, but is this meant to be a surprise?
I mean, like, the story itself is... I don't know how to put this. You're watching a bunch of, like, 14-year-olds figure this out, essentially. Not adults. You, right now, are an adult. So keep that perspective in mind.
If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet
So-
he did.
Are we to assume the police are idiots because they're adults and they're not really figuring this out?
They don't have supernatural powers to go inside TVs. That's a
It all
massive
seems to
fucking missing
suggest
link for
that
them.
Someone else
Okay.
wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then... It wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
We can't say for certain yet. We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
Hey! Level 2.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
I have a plan. But there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Huh? Ah. Understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Huh? Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself.
By the way, this is his nephew. Oh shit! You can go in!
We have our hands
Yes,
full with
sir.
the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Busy somewhere, you say?
This is Unit 252.
He's hanging out in the Junes lobby like he usually
I
is.
see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
It's bear-shaped.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Understood. Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly. Wow!
No,
There's
wait.
nothing much inside that suspicious object.
Wait. So we planned?
Apparently
Wow.
we planned this.
Wow. We're kind of dicks.
We're on top of
Gone
things.
long.
Alright, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
So were we all hiding behind the corner?
I guess they were.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you.
Here to kill me this time?
It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
One might say we're reaching out for it.
Or seeking it?
That's not the name of the song. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want.
You told me until the 5th.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you remembered that.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Huh? Me?
If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death.
Oh. So... maybe they were at the Midnight Channel?
Oh.
Maybe?
Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi.
I don't know that we ever
You couldn't
saw
have her killed, so you threw her into
Saki
the
on
TV,
there.
preventing the killer in this world from reaching her.
But I do know that we heard, like, we didn't see it, but we heard rumors from other students that the reporter is the one that showed up on the Midnight Channel prior.
Oh, okay.
And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place. His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true...
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Indulge us in a few more questions.
I have no idea. I want to know that too. What are you talking about?
Oh, so Nanatame didn't write either of them. Oh, so... ha ha. Ha ha.
You know, you sound like someone trying to make it sound like they know what they're doing and failing miserably.
You're right. You are right. It's about somebody trying to make us think Nanatame is the killer, but they failed. Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Have you returned the slab lately?
I didn't know.
Oh, I return the slab every night, if you know what I'm saying.
Man, she is gonna get jealous.
It would be that kind of place.
As I thought.
You... believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things?
Wait. You believe me? Dude, we can enter TV. We've been investigating this.
Does he remember you guys being in the TV, though? Because every time someone's come out of there, they've been a little bit, you know, hazy on details.
Except for us.
Yes, because we've had personas.
Oh, okay.
But we don't know how much Nanako remembered of it.
Fair point. What do you think Nanako's persona would have been?
A little angel.
Would it have been something cute? Or do you think it would have been something monstrous?
No, it would have been an angel.
Ah.
Probably something reminiscent of her mother, if I was going to guess. At least this early on.
No. Like, okay, like, Then why is Chie's persona like that swords woman person?
My assumption, looks-wise, it's just kind of like... maybe it's like what this person imagines they would be, essentially.
But...
like, mix in Chie's love for fucking karate bullshit.
Ah.
We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only... you?
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please. Tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story? All right.
Enemy cutscene or no?
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that.
Weak? Did you just, like, move your chair?
I moved the mic stand. It squeaked. My bad.
Okay.
Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV. I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected. That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown. I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right,
that's
she'd be
right.
the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did. So I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, Her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store. After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain.
Aw.
That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please! The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl. I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart.
Even though you were having an affair.
Before I was married,
Well, Yamano was the
my
one
wife
she was
made a
having
big
an
choice.
affair. He was having an affair with.
Right.
I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
Oh, okay, so he was starting to fall out of love with his wife and then had the affair and
Well,
then...
that and, loneliness is kind of the other part of it.
I think I can kind of relate.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next, and murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
He never looked himself, though?
Exactly.
The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered.
That's...
Once things calm down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people?
So if Nanatame was putting people into the Midnight Channel, okay, if he wouldn't shove people into the TV, would we? I mean, would they just continue with their lives and just develop like psychological problems?
Potentially.
But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
So, since you thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me.
Shocker.
I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it.
And you continue to do it, dude!
When I went after that little girl...
Yeah,
and entered
probably
the
after
TV
this
myself,
realization.
for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her.
Oh.
But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was. I never knew you couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
Wait. The three of you I put in. Wasn't it 4?
It was Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, and Naoto. Yeah. Should be 4. Unless that was misspoken?
Or something. Or Dachi did something?
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself.
The shadow.
I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society.
Well, once everybody knows that you're innocent, maybe you could work your way up and...
He can't. Literally, he is guilty of kidnapping. There is no getting out of that one.
The woman I loved, all I had left was this power.
But there may be some loophole that he's like, yes, I'm proud to be your mayor.
I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
Or maybe he will be in the running for mayor.
I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be.
Boy, sounds way more resonant today in our current world, doesn't it?
Oof.
I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them.
Okay.
Really resonant.
I'm a little bit surprised that nobody manipulated him into thinking that way about the Midnight Channel, how he came to these conclusions himself.
So does that mean you're not going to blame Adachi?
Hell no!
I'm to blame for all of this.
What's done is done.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that.
I mean, you know, kidnapping. That's kind of the only charge they can get you on.
I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger.
That one, I don't know that they could get you on, because they don't have the specifics.
The Midnight Channel and the other world, you can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
That's our plan.
Man, saying that right in front of the cop, that's a great idea.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first two victims into the TV.
Again, in front of the cop. What the fuck are you all talking about? TVs and shit. Oh, wow. What? 0 to 3. Okay.
No, it went 1, and then earlier today, before we came here, it hit 2.
Gotcha. I missed that part.
Get out of here! I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
So I guess next time on Persona 4 Golden, we will continue seeking the truth.
I guess so.